Hello and a very good morning to all News 9 viewers. I'm Neha Bhan. Let's take a look at some of the top stories of this hour. We begin with as many as 21 cases of COVID-19 subvariant JN1 have been detected across the country till now, but the government asserted that there was no need to get panicked over the issue. According to official sources, 19 cases of COVID-19 subvariant JN1 have been traced in Goa and one each in Kerala and Maharashtra. Over the past 2 weeks, 16 deaths related to COVID-19 were recorded, with the victims having serious comorbidities. The centre, in fact, has asked states and union territories to maintain constant vigil amid an uptick in COVID-19 cases and the detection of the new JN1 variant in the country. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia on Wednesday reviewed the preparedness of the health facilities across the country and stressed on being alert against emerging strains of the coronavirus. Union Health Secretary Sudhansh Pant also said that even though cases are increasing, 92.8% of the cases are in home isolation, indicating mild illness. A rise in daily positivity rate has been observed in a few states like Kerala, Maharashtra, Jharkhand and Karnataka. Do remember, new COVID variant JN1 was found in Kerala. Persistent coughing to sore throats. These are some of the signs of COVID's JN1. About the new JN1 variant, Pant said the variant was currently under intense scientific scrutiny, but not a cause of immediate concern. Officials said that no clustering of cases due to JN1 variant have been observed in India. All the cases were found to be mild and the patients recovered without any complications. They are in fact a breather for everyone who has been quite worried about this new COVID variant JN1. Now the officials are saying that even though there is a rise in cases in India, but all these cases were found to be mild and the patients recovered without any complications. India recorded 614 new coronavirus infections in a day, the highest since the 21st of May, while the active cases have increased to 2,311. This is according to the Union Health Ministry data updated on Wednesday. The World Health Organization has classified JN1 as a separate variant of interest, given its rapidly increasing spread, but said that it poses a low global public health risk. That's a very important statement that I'm going to stress on again. The WHO has said that it poses a low global public health risk. Of course, it's a matter of concern that this new variant JN1 has been, in fact, has now come to light. There would be many people who would be thinking that the COVID, in fact, whatever they got to witness during the COVID peak may come back, but they're now officials also saying, they're stressing that there is no, in fact, cause of worry as the patients there have recovered without any complications. Meanwhile, in Rajasthan, Jaipur has been put on high alert due to new variant of corona. 2 fresh cases of coronavirus were reported in Jaisalmer. The state's medical department has been instructed to stay alert and make necessary preparations following the rise in coronavirus cases nationwide. A graded response system was emphasized to ensure immediate treatment for the patients. Telangana also reported 4 new cases of COVID, with the health department disclosing that 9 cases are currently under treatment. A total of 402 tests were conducted on Tuesday. New guidelines have been issued emphasizing the vulnerability of individuals aged 20 to 60 to the variant. Children under the age of 10, pregnant mothers and those above 60 years are advised to limit their outdoor activities. My colleague Mohammad Wajiullah joins us live from Bangalore. A very good morning to you, Waji. We've been given to believe that Karnataka government has issued an advisory given this new COVID-19 subvariant JN1 has been detected across the country. Do give us all the details regarding the same.
Good morning, Neha. Yes, the new advisory has been given out by the Karnataka government, keeping in mind the number of cases that have been rising in our neighboring state, be it Kerala and Tamil Nadu. We've seen close to 2,000 cases in Kerala and close to 70, 80 cases in Tamil Nadu. And in the last one day, we've seen a rise in 20 cases. As of now, the current situation of Karnataka is at 92 is what we've got to know from the latest advisory or the health bulletin that we've got from the government. The other things that the government has also given out an advisory where they've mentioned that people from the age of 60 should stay inside their home, people with comorbidities, heart-related illness or liver-related illness, or any form of illness should make sure that they are at home. They should not venture out unless it's necessary. There is no sort of restriction that has been put into place, no sort of lockdown that we used to see, or no sort of zoning that has been done. Nothing has been put in place with regards to movement. There is a free movement that has been given to the people. No such restriction, as they believe that this is going to be a lesser harmful variant compared to what we've seen in the last 2 years. Keeping all these in mind, the government has issued an advisory to all those people who are sick not to venture out and prepare caution when they are moving out, wear masks all the time. So keeping these advisories in mind, we've also seen a few restaurant and pub owners who are actively now going back to the protocols that we used to see during the COVID time of sanitizing their place, of making sure people are wearing masks while they're entering. So these things have precautions have been started by restaurant owners also. But the other thing that the government has also said that there is no stoppage of movement, because if we see this is the festive season that is there, that is going around. We have small Ayuth pujas that happen in different areas, area deities, gatherings are there for area deities. Then you have Christmas, and then after that you have New Year. So it's a celebration time. And keeping all this in mind, the government has not restricted people from coming out, not restricted people from party, but they have told them to maintain caution, be vigilant, make sure that they are not found in crowded places where they believe people are sick, and make sure that they take their own precautions before it goes out of hand. So these are a few things that the government has asked people, an advisory that they have given. Keeping in mind, we've also lost one person because of COVID, and it is said that he was suffering in the hospital for the last 1 month. That is one death that has been registered. But compared to the number of cases, these are all mild cases, is what the government says. And there is nothing to panic. It is just asked the people to maintain a vigil and be cautious when they move around.
Right, Vaji, like you rightly mentioned, there is one death that's been reported from Chamrajpet. Correct me if I'm wrong, in Bengaluru. Now, I want to know from you, how are people around you really reacting to it? You know, given that there is this new buzz, there's this new COVID variant that has suddenly emerged. How are people really reacting to it? Are they masking up? I just want to know the mood of the people. Like, how are they reacting to it?
Well, yes, one case has been registered. It has also been told that he was suffering from an illness for the last 1 month, and keeping all these complications, it led to his untimely death. But if you see on the ground, as of now, we don't see any such movement, because I am in my area where I don't see anybody wearing a mask. I don't see anybody putting those things around. But again, it is not something that the government has also advised them to worry. So that is one thing, that the people here are not that worried with regards to COVID-19. And it is also something that they have now got used to it, because if you remember the last 2.5 years from 2020 onwards, the suffering and the devastation that the people have seen, they've got used to that fact, and they also are vigilant about it. They also know that they have to keep their own precautions, and they cannot blame anyone for this virus. So that is something that the people are keeping a check of. But as of now, the masks haven't come out. But yes, these advisories have been given out. We're seeing restaurants restaurants and pub owners who are actually trying to implement this are forcing their people to wear masks and come up. They're also making sure that there are limited people inside the restaurant. They are not overcrowding it, keeping in mind the festive season. So these kinds of precautions have started in Karnataka, but you don't see them 100% on the ground because that's what the government has told them not to worry, but make sure that you keep your own precautions, you wear your mask. So those who are wearing masks from 2020 are still wearing it. I still know few people who continue to wear masks even if there is nothing in the air. But then there are a few people who don't wear masks. So it is on the people as of now because it is not a disease that is spreading so rapidly like we saw the Omicron or the variants that were there before that. It is believed to be a mild one. So it's a wait and watch. As of now, precautions have been put into place. People are also implementing to a certain extent. Now remains to be seen how the situation prevails in the next few days. But from what we've learned, it's not going to be as horrific as what we've already seen.
Right. Thank you very much, Waji. You also stay safe. And of course, you also mask up. Thank you very much for joining us with all of those details. Now, moving on, Mumbai Police have implemented a 30-day ban on the operation of drones, paragliders and hot air balloons in the city starting from the 20th of December 2023 to the 18th of January 2024. The official order, issued under Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, expresses concerns about potential misuse by terrorist or anti-national elements. There is a fear that these airborne devices could be used to target VVIPs, jeopardize public safety, damage public property and disrupt law and order in the metropolitan area. This restriction imposed just before the Christmas and New Year festivities aims to ensure public safety with expectations for aerial surveillance by law enforcement or specific written permission from the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations. My colleague Kiran Tare joins us live from Bombay. Well, Kiran, this particular restriction has been imposed just before the Christmas and New Year festivities, of course, aiming to ensure public safety. But how are people really reacting to it?
See, it's a festival season now, so there is a lots of crowd in the market. Schools will have holiday from tomorrow, and people are coming out for shopping and every other enjoying festivals. It's a week air and festival season also. But the people here in Mumbai, they are used to it. Mumbai is always on a high alert throughout the year. 365 days, Mumbai is on high alert. So people are not very scared, or there is no kind of panic. There is no reason of panicking as well, because every year Mumbai Police issues such kind of instructions, such kind of ban is imposed there at the air end. This is not new. This is a routine exercise where the people are advised to stay alert in view of the festival season. This is the one reason. But this time, there is another side to this story, that we recently know that 12 ISIS operatives, they are the alleged ISIS operatives, they had a plan to attack Mumbai using drones. So this might be the reason why the Mumbai police have extended the ban on the drones. Every time it is up to 12 to 14 days to the year end. This time, this is going to be more than a month now. So Mumbai police are not taking any risk. They have issued guidelines to people: stay alert, stay comfort, and inform the authorities if they find anything suspicious. Out of that, there is nothing to panic in the city. It is very calm and quiet. The climate is very pleasant at the moment, and everything is going on very smoothly.
Right. Right. Before I let you go, I quickly want to ask you, is the ban only for Mumbai or is it also for the adjoining areas like Thane?
No, this is for Mumbai only. This is issued by the Mumbai Police. But you know that MMR, the adjoining regions, thousands and lakhs of people travel to the Mumbai city every single day. So, in a way, the precautionary measure is for the MMR, that is Mumbai Metropolitan Region. But the authority of Mumbai Police is restricted to the Mumbai city and the suburbs only.
Right. Thank you very much, Kiran, for joining us with all of those insights. You also stay safe. We now slip it a quick break. We'll be right back with lots more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News 9+. Download now.
Welcome back. As the Lok Sabha on Wednesday passed the 3 new criminal law bills, Home Minister Amit Shah also informed the House that the government aimed to exempt doctors from criminal prosecution in cases of deaths caused due to medical negligence. In his address, Home Minister Amit Shah said that under the present situation, if there is a death due to negligence of a doctor, it is treated as a criminal negligence and is almost akin to murder. He said that the amendment will now free the doctors from this criminal negligence. Cases of criminal negligence are currently addressed under the IPC Section 304A. According to this, a person causing death due to a negligent act amounts to culpable homicide and is punishable by either a 2-year imprisonment, a fine, or both. The Indian Medical Association, which is the apex medical body in the country, in the past has made repeated requests to the government to decriminalize death caused due to negligence. With the bills to this effect been passed by the Lok Sabha, they will now be presented in the Rajya Sabha.
मान्यवर, अभी जो कानून हम रिपील करने जा रहे हैं, वो कानून में मानववध और किसी महिला के साथ अत्याचार, उसके पहले सरकारी खजाने को लूटने की सजा, रेलवे की पटरी उखाड़ने की सजा और ब्रिटिश ताज के अपमान की सजा को रखा गया था। मानववध तो बेचारा 302 नंबर पर बैठा बैठा अपनी राह देख रहा था। सुरक्षा प्रायोरिटी क्या थी? मानववध नहीं थी। किसी महिला के साथ हुआ दुर्व्यवहार, अत्याचार को न्याय दिलाना नहीं था। प्रायोरिटी खजाने की रक्षा था, रेलवे की रक्षा था और ब्रिटिश ताज की सलामती रखना प्रायोरिटी थी। अब ये पूरा का पूरा बदलकर सबसे पहले महिला और बच्चों के विरुद्ध को अपराध को प्रायोरिटी दी गई है। मानव शरीर पर प्रभाव डालने वाले विषयों को प्रायोरिटी दी है। उसके बाद में देश की सीमाओं की सुरक्षा को प्रायोरिटी दी है। उसके बाद में सेना, नौसेना, वायुसेना के संबंधित अपराधों को लिखा गया है। उसके बाद इलेक्ट्रोल अपराधों को लिखा गया है। उसके बाद सिक्के, करेंसी नोट, बैंक नोट और सरकारी स्टैंप के साथ छेड़खानी को लिया गया है और उसके बाद ब्ला 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 बाकी सारी चीजें आती हैं। तो पहली बार हमारे संविधान का जो स्पिरिट है, वो स्पिरिट के हिसाब से कानून अब मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में बनने जा रहा है। मुझे गौरव है कि तीनों कानूनों को 150 साल के बाद बदलने का और वो बिल को पायलट कर कर इस सदन में लाने का गौरव मुझे प्राप्त हुआ है। मान्यवर, जो कहते थे कि हम नहीं समझते हैं, मैंने कहा कि अगर मन खुला रखोगे और मन भारतीय रखोगे तो समझ में आ जाएगा। मन अगर इटली का है तो कभी समझ में नहीं आएगा। मान्यवर, मन का सवाल होता है।
Moving on now, amid the severe flood-like situation in southern Tamil Nadu, heavy rains have wreaked havoc in Tirunelveli, Thoothukudi and other southern districts. Governments at both the state and central levels have been actively engaged in extensive rescue operations. The Indian Air Force has deployed humanitarian assistance employing the Mi-17 V5 helicopter in affected regions. The Indian Army has also played a crucial role in rescuing 118 people from the flood-affected areas, particularly in Thoothukudi. Simultaneously, the National Disaster Response Force officials have been conducting rescue operations in Thoothukudi. Meanwhile, Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi has convened a meeting in Raj Bhavan, Chennai, with senior officials of central agencies and armed forces to review the situation in flood-affected southern districts and to mobilize the maximum possible resources for rescue and relief. A day after the Madras High Court set aside the acquittal of Tamil Nadu Higher Education Minister K. Pon by a lower court and convicted them in a disproportionate assets case, Governor N. Ravi has advised Chief Minister M.K. Stalin to sack the minister from his Council of Ministers. Pon conviction has come at a time when the Tamil Nadu government is locked in a legal battle with Ravi in the Supreme Court. The conviction may further add to the war of words between the DMK government and the governor's office. Pon sacking is unlikely as he may file an appeal with the Tamil Nadu Assembly Speaker M. Appavu to suspend his sentence. The Speaker may allow it and give Pon an opportunity to move the Supreme Court to challenge his conviction. The Archaeological Survey of India submitted its report in a sealed envelope on the scientific survey of the Gyanvapi mosque premises to the Varanasi court on the 18th of December. Petitions have been filed against the report being submitted in a sealed envelope as the SC had asked the submission not to be made in a sealed envelope. In an application, the Muslim side has asked the court that the report be filed in a sealed envelope and not disclosed in public domain until the report is disposed. The Allahabad High Court on Tuesday rejected pleas challenging the maintainability of the 1991 lawsuit and emphasized that the religious character of a disputed place can only be decided by the court.
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है, पहली बात तो आपको बता दें कि ये जो मामला है कुल मिला के हम लोगों का व्यक्तिगत मामला नहीं है, ये करोड़ों करोड़ लोगों की मामला है। भाई कहने के लिए तो हमारी 4 वादनी 5 वादनी हैं, कुछ वादी हैं, कई मुकदमे चल रहे हैं, 23 मुकदमे चल रहे हैं कोर्ट में, लेकिन इसके पीछे अगर आप देखेंगे तो 100 करोड़ से ऊपर वादी हैं जो जानना चाहते हैं कि ज्ञानवापी परिसर का सच्चाई क्या है। एसआई जो रिपोर्ट दाखिल कर रहे, प्रमाणित रिपोर्ट दाखिल कर रहे, वैज्ञानिक रिपोर्ट, उसके पीछे सारे साक्ष्य क्या हैं और सच्चाई क्या है। ये करोड़ों लोग जो हैं, 100 करोड़ से ऊपर लोग ये जानना चाहते हैं। इसलिए केवल ये कहना कि जो है इसको जो है सीक्रेट रूप से जो है इस मुकदमे को चलाया जाए, सारे साक्ष्यों पे एसआई की रिपोर्ट को इस पे बहस हो, ट्रायल हो, ये संभव नहीं, क्योंकि इसके पीछे करोड़ों लोग लगे हुए हैं। लोगों की आकांक्षा है, हमारी लड़ाई, हमने भले मुकदमा हम लोगों ने दाखिल किया है, लेकिन करोड़ों लोग इसके पीछे जो कहा जाए कि अपरोक्ष रूप से वादी हैं। इसलिए जो है पब्लिक डोमेन में इसको जाना चाहिए और लोगों को जानना चाहिए कि आखिर उस जो भ्रम फैलाया गया है सैकड़ों वर्षों से, 350 वर्षों से ऊपर का जो भ्रम फैलाया गया है कि ये मस्जिद है, ये सच्चाई निकल कर कोर्ट के सामने आना चाहिए। तो ये सारी चीज़ें हम लोगों की मांग है। इस पर आज सुनवाई होगी। सुनवाई होने के बाद माननीय न्यायालय को इस पर निर्णय लेना है कि जो है बंद लिफाफे में इसको एक्सेप्ट किया जाए या खुले तौर पे एक्सेप्ट किया जाए। इस पर आज सुनवाई होगी।
Up next in the upper house today, several important bills are scheduled to be tabled for discussion. Minister of Communications Ashwini Vaishnav is expected to move the Telecommunications Bill 2023 in the Rajya Sabha today for consideration and passage to amend and consolidate the law relating to the development, expansion and operation of telecommunication services and telecommunication networks, assignment of the spectrum and for matters connected therewith. The bill was passed by the Lok Sabha on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Amit Shah is also expected to move the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023 and the Bharatiya Sakshya Bill 2023 in the Rajya Sabha today for consideration and passage. These bills were also passed by the Lok Sabha on Wednesday. Moving on now, Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh has expressed concern about the rising drug consumption among the state's 3 million residents. Emphasizing the role of Manipur as a gateway, Singh stated that the authorities have taken action against numerous drug smugglers. He underscored the state's crucial role in preventing drug smuggling from the golden triangles of Myanmar and Thailand, aiming to safeguard the youth of mainland India. Take a listen.
You see, Manipur is a small state of having around 3 million people only, 30 lakhs, you know. But the drug users, numbers of youth is increasing day by day, around 1.5 lakhs. So the government has launched the war on drugs in the year 2019. Since then, we have eradicated many poppy plantations, we have arrested many drug smugglers, we have did whatever we can, everything. But that is today my appeal to the all the honorables, judges and learned advocates that to keep vigils whenever and wherever any drug-related case comes, to seriously deal it and to help the the ongoing war on drugs of this government. That was my appeal, so that Manipur as a gateway, we are also protecting and preventing the youths of the mainland India. Just as a gate, we are blocking here all the drug smuggling from the golden triangles, Myanmar, Thailand, So Manipur is taking and playing a big role in preventing drugs to reach the mainland, as well as in Manipur also. That was the thing. We have filled up many vacant posts in the judiciary area. We never denied. We are having shortage of fund. We know even then in the judiciary side we are making a fill up, and we will make it more fill up.
US Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced a strengthened partnership with India and heightened cooperation within the Quad involving India, Japan and Australia. Blinken emphasized the deepening ties during an end-of-year press availability, underlining the robust relationships in the Indo-Pacific. According to a US State Department press release, Blinken affirmed that partnerships in the Indo-Pacific have reached unprecedented strength. Listen in.
We've deepened our partnership with India. We've elevated cooperation through the Quad with India, Japan, Australia. The United States is more closely aligned than ever with the G7, with the EU, with other allies and partners on the challenges presented by Beijing. And we're working together to address them. We're deepening cooperation and coordination between NATO and our Indo-Pacific allies.
The highest court in Colorado has just ruled that former President Donald Trump won't be eligible to run for US president in the state's primary elections. This decision, stemming from his involvement in the 2021 Capitol attack, is expected to face a challenge at the US Supreme Court soon.
Donald Trump has been disqualified from serving as US president and kicked out of the presidential primary election in Colorado next year. The state's highest court made the historic decision on Tuesday over the former president's role in instigating violence against the government in the Capitol attack by his supporters on January 6, 2021. The 4-3 ruling by the Colorado Supreme Court was based on a rarely used provision of the U.S. Constitution. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment bars officials who have engaged in insurrection from holding office. Trump is now the first presidential candidate in history to be disqualified from the White House under that rule. The majority justices acknowledged the judgment was uncharted territory, but said, quote, "We do not reach these conclusions lightly." Trump's campaign said they will appeal the ruling at the U.S. Supreme Court, calling it flawed and undemocratic, while Trump accused the Democrats of election interference at a campaign rally in Iowa.
Crooked Joe Biden and the far-left lunatics are desperate to stop us by any means necessary. They are willing to violate the U.S. Constitution at levels never seen before in order to win this election.
The case was not brought forward by Biden, but a group of Colorado voters backed by a nonprofit called Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. In a statement, the nonprofit said the court's decision is, quote, "not only historic and justified, but is necessary to protect the future of democracy in our country." The lawsuit is seen as a test case for a wider effort to strike Trump off state ballots under the 14th Amendment. Tuesday's ruling overturns a lower court's judgment in Colorado that concluded Trump did engage in insurrection, but that, as president, Trump was not an officer of the United States who could be disqualified under the provision. It now sets the stage for the U.S. Supreme Court to potentially consider whether he's eligible across all 50 states to serve as president again. Half of the judges that make up the top court's conservative majority are Trump appointees.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. Thank you very much for watching. You have a blessed day ahead. This is me, Neha, signing off.